In this video, Spawn unleashes hell on the child abductors. You'll see what I mean throughout this issue. It's a quick read, it's fun, and it's just a revenge issue. Alrighty then, this is a comic book review of King Spawn, issue number 47, brought to you by RatedComics. Let's get to it. So previously in King Spawn, Spawn has been trapped in the abyss with no way out. So now we get this glimpse of the abyss, because in the previous issue we just got one panel of it. Now we get to see all of it. So in the abyss, the dark hole in the universe's underbelly, beyond the reach of both heaven and hell, where evil festers. Spawn has lost track on how long he's been there since the Wraith banished him there, and he tells himself it's not too late. That time moves differently down there as he's just duking it out with this other brother right here, this other evil brother. And just mere days have passed on Earth while he's been trapped. That's what he's telling himself. So it's not too late. He can still save Lynch and Andy. Time operates differently there in the abyss than it does out in the real world. But he tells himself that as he fought his way across this cesspit, learning its rules, gathering the final pieces to fuel his escape. And he keeps telling himself it's not too late as he relives the past. It's not too late. It's not too late. He repeats this over and over up until the last moment where he sees Detective Lynch right there just laying dead, based on the previous issue when he got impaled in the back by that ninja assassin right there, based on the Wraith's command right there. So now Spawn's pissed and it's time for him to do work. So now a week has passed since he's been gone. The world already forgotten about Andy and the other boys. Lynch's disappearance has been brushed under the carpet too, rewritten as a suicide. One final insult from the Wraith. Petey. That's from the voice off panel, and Petey trees around all scared. You betrayed me. Why? Detective Lynch right there. He had my family. And Spawn is using Detective Lynch's body to control the world. The world may have forgotten Lynch, but not those who betrayed him. They'll be haunted by what they did until their dying days. So now Spawn goes on the hunt. Once he checked that Terry and the Tinker were okay, yeah, his hunt began, because he ain't gonna go on that hunt unless he knows his backbones are just all good. So spending the next few days tracking down everyone responsible for this atrocity, those directly involved, those who assisted, Spawn is going to work. And those that look the other way, he is going to work on them. And he finds that ninja assassin right there and takes him out with ease because he's freaking pissed. There was a lot of guilt to go around, but one by one, he hunts them down. He's unleashing hell on all the child abductors, alright? Till only the Wraith remained. He hid himself well, but eventually I found him living in the quiet life in the suburbs. For all of his powers, his life was one of simple pleasures. To the outside world, he was a friendly neighbor, but not your neighborhood Spider-Man. He was a chairman of the local running club and always happy to lend a happy hand at community events. It repulsed me to see just how much he enjoyed his life. Yeah, Spawn's pissed about that. A life built on the corpses of children, because the guy made a deal with the devil or with the demon that, hey, every 20 something years he's got to kill these children and he'll grant him immortality. And when you have immortality, your ways of making money, your income potential is always going to be there, you know? So he's cooking this stew, whatever this case may be. His Spawn continues his monologue. In his arrogance, he assumed I was gone forever. But no, Spawn uses the shadows to take him into the shadows. And Spawn's like, and I'm glad he made that silly mistake, because as this guy wakes up, the Wraith regains consciousness. Well, it made what Spawn does to him that much easier. Takes away everything from all of his arms, all of his legs, leaving the brother helpless right there. Normally, I would kind of freeze it right here, scrolling down or panning down and ask you to buy a brother a cup of coffee, but you can't look at that and ask me to buy a cup of coffee, you know, come on now. But this is a really good looking panel right here. So Spawn's like, I would not try talking, not without your tongue. You might choke on all of your blood. And Spawn says, and don't worry about dying. There's good news. You see, I made a deal with the demon. He promised to keep you alive forever, and there's no way out. I've erased from your brain all of your knowledge of your spells in case you thought about escaping. And those you think will rescue, they're already dead. You'll never be found. You'll never escape. You'll just rot into the end of time. Spawn takes a shovel and digs a slow but painful and agonizing buried alive kind of death. You wanted immortality? Here it is. And just dumps the dirt on him just like that. And he pretty much pays him back the same way that this brother did to Spawn a couple issues ago when Spawn was dragged to the ground into the abyss. Spawn does the same damn thing, but he makes sure it's gonna stay that way. And Spawn's like, it won't bring any of those you tortured back, but you know what? It is something. And that's all I've got to offer as Spawn slowly, one shovel at a time, puts this guy on the ground, buried alive. And that is the end of King Spawn Unleashes Hell on the Child Abductors. I told you it was a quick issue, it was a quick read, but you know what? It went fast, and hey, when Spawn does payback, you gotta enjoy that. So what you guys think of this comic book? Comment below, let me know, and also link in description if you wish to add this comic book and or any of our other limited print Rated Comics exclusives to add to your comic book collection. Support the art, support the industry. With all that being said, thank you again for watching. Till the next upload.